Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is February 8th, 2019. Shout out to my man Walk the Line. He had a different name. He changed his names, ladies and gents. I don't know, I can't remember what his name used to be, but Walk the Line, he wanted me to play some Too Short, Blowjob Betty. Well, I mean, I play it all, bro. I play it all. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well today. Of course, we got to talk about this crazy surge in the cryptos market. Don't get too happy. In my opinion, this was a short squeeze off of some news that really fundamentally doesn't change anything. And so we're going to take a look at that. And it's regarding the SEC statements put out earlier today that made these markets just take a move up. You know, I told you guys yesterday, watch out for these thinly traded markets, because any small news fundamentally or technically will cause big moves in price, because the order books are so thin, it'll just shoot up or shoot down with no problem. So that's what happened today. Don't think it fundamentally changed anything, but gave us, I will say this, it did give us more life away from drowning under that 3,000 mark. I'm sticking to my call months ago saying that 3K was the bottom, if we even touch that. So, you know, this move up definitely gave us some more time. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to cover that topic for sure. And then secondly, Brock Pierce looks like he's trying to he's got a new initiative. He's launching or trying to revive the brand of Mt.Gox in some form of fashion. So we're going to take a look at that. I had Brock on last year, and actually we'll have him on soon as well again, and we'll cover that too. But yeah, crazy initiative by billionaire and philanthropist and huge Bitcoin crypto VC. He's invested in over 160 projects within the cryptocurrency domain. So if you're in this space, you're probably using one of his investments. So we'll take a look at this article about what's called Gox Rising initiative or campaign here in a second. But first, jump over to cryptoblood.io if you guys are interested in that trading signal. And yes, this trading signal, you would have definitely benefited from it today, because we were long Ethereum, and I told you, I gave you guys a free trade yesterday. Actually, we've been long Ethereum for a couple of days, but yesterday I revealed that we were long to the public, and boom, we caught all of that move up. And wow, we'll take a look at the charts of that in a second. We were short Bitcoin, but of course we have tight stops, so that tapped out, and that allowed us to really take advantage of the long position we had on Ethereum USD. So we'll take a look at that in a second. But cryptoblood.io, if you click any of these buttons, either one, it will take you over to TradingView, where you can see the performance of these algos in real time. So check it out, cryptoblood.io. So let's first take a look at this here market cap. What a big boost. And look at this, people, crazy. So that we just wiped out all of this back and forth that we've had for, shoot, man, almost a week and a half at this point. So we're back above, we even cleared, it looks like, the 121, I believe. You know, we're right there at the moment. So if we can close above this area, that would be very bullish short term, nothing long term. I'm not saying that the trend is now set and we're going to 20,000 now. No, I'm not saying that at all, but at least we've gotten ourselves or bought ourselves some more time as far as staying away from 3,000. So yeah, there we have it with that. And as I've stated, we were short Bitcoin for a couple of days now, just waiting to see what would happen. We went long, then we closed that and went short, and we got tapped out of that short here, as you can see. So limited our risk to the against us, basically. But if you take a look at our Ethereum algo, boom, nice move up there. So just to kind of give you some frame of reference here, this is and we're still in this position, but this is a 15% move. So that means if you're trading on BitMEX, let's just say you had $1,000 in your trading account and you were trading $10,000 per trade, you're looking at a $1,500 move just in this one trade. And we also made a nice short trade from here to here, which was another 4 or 5%. So you're talking about let me just double check here. Yeah, 5%. So that's $500. And then from here we're talking about another 15%, so another $1,500. So these two trades by themselves, $2,000. So that just kind of gives you some frame of reference on how profitable trading on leverage done correctly can be. Now these were some losses here, but before these couple of losses, I think we had 2 losses in a row here, or stop losses as for these shorts. We only risked 1.6% on the shorts. So again, that's if you're trading $10,000 per trade. Not that you have $10,000 in your account, but on leverage, $10,000, you are looking at risking $160 max per trade on the short side. And again, this was another big short prior to those 3 or 2 losses. It's about 8% here. So again, $800. A few losses, maybe about $300 or $400 in losses right here. Then we went $500 win, and then $1,500. So you do the math there, people. But check it out, cryptoblood.io, if you want to sign up. Let's take a look at that first article out of Decrypt Media. No, the SEC did not just say it's approving a Bitcoin ETF. This is what all of the hype is about right now in the crypto markets. So take advantage of this if you are actively trading. Definitely was a nice move to have that go up. So it says here, is the SEC about to approve a Bitcoin ETF? Crypto land has been going absolutely bananas at the thought that the SEC might be slyly dropping hints that it is getting ready to do just that. The latest clue comes in a form of a few hopelessly hopeful words spoken by a SEC commissioner. Drew Hinks, an adjunct professor at NYU Law and legendary crypto law Twitter attorney, was first to spot the news, dropping an excerpt of the interview dated February 11th on his Twitter timeline. Hinks, obviously a cybernetic orgasm sent from the future to convince us to hodl, spurred a flurry of hastily written articles across the crypto web from journalists claiming a leaked interview had confirmed a Bitcoin ETF is nigh at hand. Well, it turns out that while these gumshoes have been piecing together evidence of the SEC's Bitcoin intentions based on Hinks' screen caps, the article has been available in full on SQ Roll Call website the entire time. The date on the screen cap, simply a mistake. So what did Commissioner Robert Jackson Jr. say during the interview that has Bitcoin bulls worked up into such a lather? What does he have to say about whether the Bitcoin ETF proposal can actually pass muster and meet the SEC's criteria for approval? And so this is what he said, people. This is what the whole crypto market has gotten in an uproar over. He says, eventually, do I think someone will satisfy the standards that we've laid out there? I hope so. Yes, and I think so. End quote. So eventually, as in at some undetermined point in the geological future, and maybe not even within our own lifetimes, eventually. Good God, are we desperate for good news? Those of us who actually read the interview can tell you that, excluding the words eventually and I think so, virtually every other breath Jackson expended on the topic of Bitcoin ETF was a condemnation of every single proposal issued to date. In fact, Jackson told Roll Call that rejecting the last Bitcoin ETF proposal was an easy call. And since absolutely nothing has changed to make cryptocurrency exchanges any less prone to manipulation, there is zero reason to think that the SEC has come any closer to changing its mind. There you have it, people. This is I always like to look deeper and find out what's going on with the hype. I'm a trader myself, so when I see these types of price moves that we saw today, based on just anecdotal evidence. I have to dig deeper, and so I wanted to definitely bring this to you guys. So it looks like it's been a big misinterpretation of what was said in this article, and that has caused us to move up like 15% in Ethereum, over almost, I think, 10% in or 8% in Bitcoin, and even higher on other coins, altcoins. So if I were you, profit taking would commence right now. We'll probably just trade sideways for a while and then maybe move back down. But these types of moves can spur self-fulfilling prophecies when it comes to technically looking at the markets. So we'll have to just see what happens. But I did want to get that out to you guys so you would know what exactly is going on out here. Second article is about my man Brock Pierce unveiling his unbelievable plan to remedy notorious Mt.Gox theft. So what is Brock up to nowadays? It says here Brock Pierce charts the new plans of repaying the Mt.Gox victims through the creation of a new company under the same brand and its native cryptocurrency, Gox Coin. Wow. So it says it has been more than 5 years since the hack of the once most popular Bitcoin exchange, Mt.Gox, which lost 850,000 Bitcoin tokens overnight. However, the exchange has kept the Bitcoin community engaged and interested, with several mysteries attached to it. Mt.Gox CEO Mark Karpeles is facing serious allegations of siphoning millions of dollars worth of investors' funds. There's also a possibility that Karpeles could face a 10-year jail term on charges of embezzlement, data manipulation, and breach of trust. Despite all of this, venture capitalist Brock Pierce has arrived with a recovery plan to help the victims of the Mt.Gox hack. Pierce is popular in the crypto investment space and has backed billion-dollar projects like EOS and Tether in the past. The new plan derived by Pierce, called Gox Rising, aims to help the victims of the Mt.Gox exchange in getting their funds back. The plan of Gox Rising, a unified push for maximum recovery, came into existence last month. It is a singular, unified civil rehabilitation plan that aims to remove the existing barriers and maximize creditors' recovery. Pierce plans to do this from the 150,000 Bitcoin tokens recovered during the investigation done over the last few years. Pierce is holding a stake in the Mt.Gox exchange, which he had bought when the exchange was falling apart in 2014. Talking about his new plan, Pierce says, the Gox Rising movement aims to restore the creditors' losses as well as the world's faith in the cryptocurrency industry. While speaking to TechCrunch, Pierce said that he plans to bring the investors together and act on their behalf when approaching the Mt.Gox creditors. The publication notes that the plan is to have the users join the committee there so that they can present a united voice to the Mt.Gox trustee about how they want Mt.Gox's assets distributed. Although not directly, Pierce suggested that he can help investors get back their lost funds. He says, in quote, "I think that would allow the process to move faster than it would otherwise. Things are on track to be resolved in the next 3 to 5 years. If a majority of the creditors sign on, this could be resolved in maybe 1 year." Pierce also holds some plans to later relaunch the Mt.Gox exchange that doesn't provide custody itself for higher security. So finally, Pierce's plan also holds a proposal for creating a new cryptocurrency coin called Gox Coin to repay the investors. Using this coin, Pierce plans to give the original Mt.Gox creditors a stake in the new company. Further, he plans to wipe out the entire Mt.Gox equity, including his own. Later on, Pierce plans to arrange to finance and tokenize an independent foundation governed by the creditors that will seek to recover additional losses from Mt.Gox assets and then redistribute those pro rata to the Gox coin holders. Although Pierce is pretty hopeful of his plans, there are several questions that remain unanswered, like the regulatory status for Gox coin. So there you have it, people. Very ambitious project that Brock is taking on. So what do you guys think? Is this going to be something useful and accelerate the recovery process or distribution of the lost funds? I don't know. It seems very ambitious. I have a lot of questions, but what do you guys think? Will this shine a brighter and more positive light on the crypto industry. I'm not sure. That may be a stretch, but we'll have to see what happens. But definitely an ambitious and noble move by Brock Pierce to try to get this Mt.Gox thing rolling and wrapped up. So you guys let me know your thoughts about that. And again, be wary of this pop in the markets, people. Nothing but off of rumors. Shout out to my man Walk the Line for that song request again. Too Short, Blowjob Betty. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell. And that's my 2 Satoshis for February 8th, 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla!